before it gets because it's getting late, I gotta eat soon. But did you guys want to touch on the bot thing, or you want to do that next week?
Go for it, man.
Let's go for
I'm
it.
interested.
Yeah, what's going on?
Sure.
So I got a raid. It was probably 2 Mondays ago. I got a raid from a dude that I know, but his stream is normally 12 to maybe 25 people. And I got a raid from him. It was a late night raid, and there was like 280 people. But as soon as the raid came, you know how you see like so-and-so's raiding you. I didn't literally didn't get a single raid. People type it in the chat and
That's how we roll.
it goes all wild.
Right.
Like literally it was crickets. Like nothing translated in the chat that there was more people in the room. You just looked and there was like, I looked to see how many people were there. And
How many did it say that rated in?
280 rated in, and like
Wow.
normally when I get a big raid,
That's like gonna send the chat fucking going. Like,
that. But then also right away, no matter how dope you are, no matter how cool the music is you're playing, I'd say at least 30% of the people leave right away.
Yeah. Yep.
Nobody left. Everybody was there, and they were there until I raided the next channel.
And
But-
some of that, I'll comment on that a little bit. Some of that is people that were never there to begin with.
Yeah.
And they were just literally just still a trace element of them was still in the previous chat, and it
Yeah.
carried over into that raid. And then once that kicked over, then a lot of that gets fucking dumped. And so you see that percentage of people that were maybe like watching two things at once, or had you know what I mean, or that kind of shit. So go ahead, keep going.
But just for a dude to never have a ton of people in the stream and to send me a huge raid like that, and it didn't even, like, when I get a 30-person raid, the chat changes. You know what I mean?
Right.
And
100%.
Yep.
it was awkward. I even tried to like say stuff on the mic, like, "Hey man, if you guys came over from the raid, throw one in the
Say
chat."
something. Yeah.
Nobody did anything.
Not one chat. You didn't even get a one, huh? Not a single one.
No,
Maybe that is we're
one.
feeling you, man.
But
They're
then
silently judging you.
So what made you start like I mean, obviously these are like already like telltale signs. What do you think happened? You think my man had a view bot, a room full of view bots, and then raided into you with them?
yeah, because so one of my mods was like, "Yeah, I think those were bots." Like we were discussing it after, and I was like, "You could be right." And
You can usually tell
I
by the
hit a-
usernames.
Yeah, I was about to say,
Yeah,
what
I
did the usernames look like? Were they
Yeah.
like just random or?
honestly, I didn't look. That I
Weird,
wish I would have
man.
looked, but
But 285 people, nobody talking.
Nobody.
That's a big red flag. Yeah.
So
one of Shortcuts mods told me that same person rated them with the same type of deal, and it was this, and I guess
Silence.
Yeah, I guess she had found out some info that somebody maybe before him was like, "Yo, I'm gonna raid you with this big amount of people, and they're all gonna stick around, quote unquote," or so. I don't know. It was something fishy.
Stick
Maybe
around.
they were a bunch of
They're
like
in your chat forever.
No,
maybe
this
they
is
were
like
a bunch of
we talked about this.
Republicans, and it's just the tyranny of big tech censoring them.
This is the equivalent, and we all know what this is. We've talked about this. This is the equivalent of people buying Instagram followers. And honestly, like it works, and it's sad. But those who are doing it genuinely and correctly, their audiences can tell the difference between that and some fake bullshit.
Immediately.
Yeah. So
My point is, I don't want any part of it because it took me so long to genuinely build my channel the right
Right.
way.
Right.
I don't want somebody to get on Twitch in the middle of the night and see like, "Oh, Epic's at the top with 800 people," and then they find out it's bots. It just makes me look bad.
It's a bad
you know?
look.
Somebody
happens to
new,
me, dude.
somebody new coming in your channel that way, right?
I call them right out, dude. I'm like, I'll say on my stream, like, I'll put a loop on and I'll be like, I can't believe there's all these fucking bots in here right now. And in the past, I've actually stopped my stream and I've said, listen, I know you guys are here and I appreciate that you're here, but I don't want this to ruin everything that I've worked for. So I'm going to stop my stream and I'm going to come back in a half an hour and hopefully this has worked out. The thing is, I don't know if you guys have ever talked to any of the people that have been doing this. They have like a laundry list of like ways it's happening. Like, oh, it's not that. It's a Discord community watching remotely. That's why they're not in the chat. They're in their own chat in Discord talking amongst themselves.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
So I will say, I run a 24/7 channel since January. It's been on Twitch for 24 hours a day, 7 days a week since last January. I have to go in every single week and cut users out of that channel that are bots. And they just show up and they will sit there indefinitely, just like we're talking. And I don't know what they do. And they could be everything from like a website name to a weird username to what is straight up a bot name, right? But it's really interesting to hear these things that, like what Epic's talking about here, where he's getting raided with like 280 plus bots. But I'm seeing some other after effects of that, which is that they never leave the freaking channel. Like if I go to my chat room right now on my Twitch feed, there's people in my chat room right now, and they're not people, they're bots.
Oh yeah, if you if that makes sense, like it would check out. Oh, actually, I have it set right now because I have those. I'm about to get into the stream avatar talk. Big up to everybody who has a stream avatar dancing around at the bottom of the screen right now. You can see people that are still lingering in your channel from the stream avatars. Even when you're offline, the stream avatar still shows you people that are on your Twitch channel. Yep. And so if there was a bunch of view bots and they were bots, like they would stick around as avatars.
Definitely,
right? Yeah. Yeah, definitely days before it times out.
Yeah, I was thinking the same exact thing. Was it Stitch Jones?
Yeah.
You said you would end your stream.
Oh, that was Josh McCarl.
Oh, Josh, yeah. I'm sorry. Yeah, I was gonna. That's what I was thinking too. I was like, well, if I get another bot raid, I'm just gonna end my stream. What?
The bots are.
Well, here's the weird thing. So if you ended your stream that way, right, and you didn't raid out, would all those bots sit in your chat room?
Yeah, that's what it.
Probably.
That's what, if they sit in my chat room and I hop back on, they're going to be there already, right?
Dude, they'll be waiting for you the next time you go live.
Here's some fun if you guys haven't come across just yet. Have you guys heard of Notbots?
No.
It's a community of Twitch users that each one facilitates 20 or 30 bots each. But they go on the accounts and they go places and they follow and they unfollow and they chat and they do stuff. And when you're in this community, basically it's a way to get you out of the gutter. So you're not in like the under 30. So when you go live, the Notbot community comes and gives you 40 or 50 viewers, and they're not fake. They're all actual people, but they're all operating in this like sort of sleeper cell situation.
Like a mod gang.
So I've had people where I've been sitting there and I get the live notification. I'm like, oh, cool. Bang, right away. And there's like 55 viewers immediately. And these are, like lower tier folks like myself.
That's weird too, right? Go ahead.
Like, how the fuck? So I started looking at the users when remember we were using the Chatty app or whatever it was.
Yep.
Yeah, Chatterly.
Yeah. You can go in there and then open their accounts and look at them, and they were all following this one account with the not bot. It's called Not a Bot. And I'm like, well, what is that? And then I looked for it on Discord and I started reading about it, and I'm like, man, this is like the real way to cheat. And you can't really like ever call somebody out because it's actually like
actual people
facilitating and grooming these accounts. God damn. Jesus Christ. I need to lay off the enchiladas. Sorry, guys. But yeah, so I discovered that about a month ago, and I was just my jaw hit the desk, and I'm just like, it's a ruthless thing outside the DJ realm, because like the gamers, man, like we came in, kind of hit the ground running. We used our social media and we used our tech knowledge at the moment to get up real quick. But some of these kids or even adults are trying to get gaming or just chatting things off the ground, and they're like, I've seen like the Twitch groups, they're like, I had an average of 2 viewers for like 12 hours, and I'm like, oh my god, I can't even imagine like what that was like. So these guys are, they don't have anybody to answer to. Right. There's not a community of DJs dudes sitting there judging, so they just go nuts with it. But to talk more about the chat, your chat is 100% active, because as of now, we can see people are going into my chat and changing my lights. E-Rock.
Right. No, I don't know what you're talking about, sir.
Good idea.
Yeah, so the just ending your stream thing technically won't work, because those bots will just be chilling in the chat.
Right, they're still there. Yeah.
Dump them off on a shitty channel then.
Yeah, here's my recommendation on that stuff. Yeah. Stop it. So you can go to your channel at any time and you can hit the chat room button, right? So hit the chat room button in the middle of the day and hours after you've not been live, and then hit the users and see who's in there and ban all those fuckers. Ban them all out.
Good idea.
Because ain't nobody. That's all that's left. It's got to be that's all that's left is bots.
Yeah,
right?
nobody's gonna hang around if you're not.
No,
streaming.
if you haven't been live in
rated.
15 hours and they're still in your chat room, something's wrong.
I want to send a big shout out. Big shout out to my man Nocturnal. Big up, big buddy Knock in the chat.
Knock?
Appreciate you, man.
What up?
I haven't seen Knock in the
Those
Zoom in a
bots
while
steal away
either.
from the gift subs too.
Yeah.
If you buy
That
a
was
10
me.
pack-
Good job, Charlie.
Sorry, I had to.
That's tight.
At least you
Yeah,
didn't
if you
shut
buy
him
a
off.
10 pack of gift subs, it's gonna go to some of those bots too if they're in the chat. If you're just distributing
I've done
them.
that.
Yeah.
You don't
I've
want to
done
give
that.
it away to those folks.
Yeah, the
That's
stream
really
even,
upsetting, right?
One time, I think it might have been when Purple Time hit me with a big one. The Stream Elements bot got a sub.
Yeah, I was
And,
thinking that. I was like, why did Stream Elements get a gift set? What the-
Well, everybody's already subbed in the channel because there's been so many going around. Well, guess what gets the gifts? The bots, the Stream Elements bot.
Yeah, Nightbot, Stream Elements, Stream
Which is like,
Labs,
I'm just trying to help. They're throwing subs. I'm gonna give it to
Another-
anything in the room now.
another TTT viewer hooked it up. Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
You're like, hey,